Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are going to be doing our second off-season rebuild, and today we have the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland ended this season 33-49. They are led by Damian Lillard. In the future and the current direction of this team is pretty unclear because they do have some young and up-and-coming talent, but they're also led by a 32-year-old Damian Lillard who, albeit is a really good player, he's not getting any younger, and to be honest with you, I think it's time for a trade for both parties, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let me know any other off-season rebuilds you guys do want to see down below in the comment section, along with any other just rebuilds or video ideas you guys do have. Of course, you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, let me know down below. And yeah, man, this is Portland Trail Blazers off-season rebuild. They definitely need some help. Future could be bright here. We just got to make sure it stays that way. Let's get into it. So we are using start today, so we are currently past the first two playing games. We obviously all watched those last night. Two pretty entertaining games. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lakers game was a lot better. Hawks are going to be taking on the Celtics in round one. The Lakers are going to be taking on the Grizzlies in round one, and obviously we'll sim the rest of it right here. We can quickly go over the stats on this team. I mean, again, you kind of know what's good on this team and what's not. You have Damian Lillard here. He's been a franchise piece for them for quite a long time. Really has never gotten over that hump. Has been to a Western Conference Finals, but really has never kind of gotten to that level that you maybe hope. But again, there really hasn't been the pieces around him, to be honest with you. Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Skylar Mays, Yusuf Nurkic, Shaden Sharp, Cam Reddish, Trendon Wofford, Winslow, Nasir. I mean, you know what this team looks like. One man I'm really excited to build around today is this guy right here, Shaden Sharp. Number 7 overall draft pick from last year. He progresses very well in this game. I'm very excited to see what we can do with him today. Yusuf Nurkic, and then Skylar Mays led this team in assists. Wow, interesting. Let's go ahead and just simulate the rest of the postseason. Obviously, we are not in it, so it really does not matter. And let's see what ends up happening here in the West. It is going to be a Pelicans and an Atlanta Hawks finals. Interesting. And Atlanta goes on to win in year one. 2K is a very big Hawks fan. I think we all know that. But Skylar May. Trae Young wins finals MVP in year one. Obviously, we're going to go off-season, off-season. You guys know how this one works. So, draft lottery is a pretty big night for us because obviously we want a pretty good pick. Hopefully we can go out and draft somebody. I believe there's some sort of protection on our pick because obviously you can see the Bulls have it right now. Not sure exactly what it is, but hopefully it ends up being a pretty decent pick. And we end up with number 1. Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty good way to jumpstart a rebuild. Landing ourselves Victor Wembanyama. I actually couldn't think of a better way to do it. We have Chauncey Billups here as our head coach. I'm not a huge Chauncey Billups fan, to be honest with you. I'm going to give him one more season, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with him. So, not going to fire him just yet, but we're pretty close. He's on thin ice, as they say. Number 1 overall selection, along with potentially trading Damian Lillard. I think it's time to move on from him. Now 33 years old. I think it's time to probably move on. I think both parties need to go a different direction. Let's find a trade. It's typically harder to find a trade pre-draft. There wasn't anything that I loved, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to hop into the draft. We're obviously going to make our number 1 overall pick. There's really no surprise who it's going to be here. Victor Wembanyama, welcome to Portland. He is most likely going to be our power forward. I could maybe slide him in at center as well. It really doesn't matter. I believe anyways he wants to play either the 3 or the 4 come time when it is NBA time for him. So we also have, the 22nd overall pick? Yes, we do. Potentially some good options here for me. Keontae George, not a bad one. Jordan Hawkins, not a bad one either. I'm thinking Keontae George is probably my guy. It really makes sense for me, I think, in this situation. When you're a rebuilding team, I think it makes a lot more sense to take the best player available versus maybe a position of need. And there's a lot of shooting guards here. But, yeah, Keontae George is going to be my guy, and then I'm not going to use my second-round pick. I just don't really feel like I need it right now. So, cool. Do a swap there with the 76ers. Well, had a pretty good draft, I would say. Victor Wembanyama is an 83. Keontae George is a 75. Maybe get him some minutes at some point in time. So, Watford, Keon Johnson, Kevin Knox, I guess, can come back. And, yeah, Matisse Thybulle, I'll give a qualifying offer to. Cam Reddish, I will also qualify. I'm not paying either of them a lot of money, so if they ask for it, they are going to be good as gone. Jeremy Grant at this point in time is a free agent. I'm not just going to let him go. I don't know what direction we're going to go with him as well, because, again, he's not really young enough where he could really be included in a rebuild, but it would be dumb for me just to let him go. So I'm going to offer him a contract. Maybe we look to move him at some other point. Drew Eubank's not a bad backup center option. So we're going to get them back. I'm going to wait on everybody else here. Justice Winslow can go. Skylar Mays actually played pretty well for us. I don't even know. How many games did he play? Before I start, jumping the gun here. He played... many games? Yeah, he played 6 games. I'm not going to get too excited about that. So we're going to wait on Reddish. We're going to wait on Thibault. And then we're going to now probably look for a Dame trade to see if I can maybe find something. But it's hard to trade a player of this caliber. We're going to do this trade with Charlotte or some variation of this trade. Now, is this the best trade in the world? Probably not. But I think this trade, what it really accomplishes is getting somebody who's young enough to maybe start a rebuild process here. With LaMelo Ball being 21 years old, he obviously progresses very well. What I don't want to do is give up Keontae George. I'd rather not do that. Obviously, I know Terry Rozier has to be in here to make the money work. How about if I give you a first in 2027? And then there's got to be a player in here I can give you. Like, I don't really mind giving up. I don't really want to give up any 3 of these guys, to be completely honest with you. And the small forward spot, there's that. You want Kevin Knox? You interested in that? I can definitely make this work. You want Jabari Walker? Seriously? How much money do you have? I mean, seriously, that's what it's going to kind of come down to. You want Nasir Little? Oh, my God. You can't afford Eubanks. Actually, could you afford Eubanks if I do it like this? Fine, I'll give up one more. I just don't want to give up... Okay, seriously? All right. I seriously did not want to give up Keontae George, but I'm not going to keep him over everything, that was included in that trade. So LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, officially welcome to the team, which means we have our new point guard here in LaMelo Ball. We have Anthony Simons, who's still my current starting shooting guard, and I want him to be my starting shooting guard. I don't know what I'm going to do with Scary Terry, potentially my backup point guard. I want Shaedon Sharpe to start at the 3. I think that makes the most sense for me, trying to get him the most minutes possible. He is only 6'5", so it's a little bit of maybe undersized at the 3, but shouldn't matter as much potentially in today's NBA. So we definitely are not done with some potential trades, though. We're making this trade here with the Celtics. We are getting a young defensive-minded center in Robert Williams. We're moving on from Yusuf Nurkic and Jeremy Grant. We don't really need either of them. Obviously, with Victor Wembanyama starting at our 4, and Rob will come in and he'll be our starting 5, only 25 years old. We're also picking up Derek White, who is probably an all-defensive first-team member this year. Now, I don't know if I really need Derek White with kind of the way this roster's constructed. Maybe move him to the backup 3 again. A little bit undersized at only 6'4". I can live with it. Let me move Derek White. He will be my backup small forward for a season. He is on a 2-year deal, so I can potentially move him in the offseason if and when it does come to it. So, what the fuck? Derek White, small forward, cool. Okay, I'm going to edit his backup position. In terms of other backups, I don't know exactly what I have to do. We obviously have some pretty good depth at other positions. You can see here we have 4 different power forwards. Victor Wembanyama obviously going to be playing the majority of the minutes, and then I think I'll just play Nasir Little. Kevin Knox, Jarris Walker. Jabari Walker probably can just get moved at this point, and then I don't really know why I signed Drew Eubanks back. Watford's going to play the backup to Rob Will, so let me make all those trades quickly. I'll show you guys 2 kind of the big ones here. I'll do Kevin Knox, I guess. I want to count that as a big one. We'll do him for a first from Chicago, and then Eubanks can be moved, who's not a terrible player. He just really isn't needed here at this point in time, so another first-round pick. Wow. Okay, I'm not giving up a first. That's crazy. That's an option. Seriously, nobody's giving me a first. Just a bunch of players. Okay, thank you very much, Oklahoma City. And then, yeah, I'll do these other trades. I'll see you guys at the rotation. I actually forgot that we had qualifying offers out to Cameron Reddish and Matisse Thybulle. At this point, I'm going to move Matisse Thybulle. We have Derek White, who I definitely prefer over Matisse. And, yeah, if I can get another draft pick, why the hell not? It's never a bad way to kick off a rebuild. So, or just even somebody who's just a little bit younger. I don't even think that would be the worst idea in the world. I'm not really seeing anything I love here. Oh, man. Leonard Millard's here. He's 19 years old. He was the 21st overall pick. You know what? Why not? He's young enough. It's a decent trade. Now let's set the rotation. We had a pretty busy offseason. We moved a cornerstone franchise piece for the Portland Trailblazers for a long, long time in Damian Lillard. And I think we've rebuilt this team pretty successfully already in one offseason. So, are we championship contenders? I don't maybe think we're quite there, but we are really off to a hot start. It's LaMelo Ball, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Victor Wembanyama, and Robert Williams. The bench unit, Derek White, Terry Rozier, Trendon Watford, and Nasir Little. And I'm playing Keon Johnson as the backup point guard. I want to see if I can develop him a little bit. Former first-round pick, still only 21 years old. He'll be the backup to LaMelo Ball. Not a bad team at all. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1 here in Portland. Year 1. Year 1 is over. We actually go 46-36, so it's a lot better than what we were last year, and it's definitely a really good start to a rebuild with a team that probably should not have been this good, but we had a really good offseason. Ja Morant is your MVP in Memphis. Victor Wembanyama does win Rookie of the Year for us. I mean, the man is a stud. It pretty much happens every single time. And yeah, I'm happy to have him here. Tyus Jones, 6th Man of the Year, backing up the MVP. Ja Morant, Giannis wins DPOY, Darius Garland, Most Improved. Quinn Snyder is your Coach of the Year. So we are in the playoffs. You can see we're a 6 seed there. We have Dallas in round 1. We finished 46-36, as I mentioned, which is not a bad record at all. To be completely honest with you, I thought this team maybe would get 40 wins, but 46 I will take every single day of the week. You can take a look at the scoring, how things kind of spread out here for us in year 1. Victor Wembanyama pretty much leading in terms of points. Rob Will leads us in boards, and assists was a mellow ball. So we have Luka and the Dallas Mavericks here in round 1, who are not a bad team at all. Kyrie Irving re-signed. They have our old friend Cam Reddish here, Jarris Walker, Christian Wood. Added Clint Capella to their team. Okay, they have him coming off the bench. They added Malik Monk as well. Some pretty decent additions, I would say, there in Dallas. Now, are they the better team? They definitely have the best player in the series. Let's see if we maybe can battle, maybe have a little bit of an upset. We are going around 2. We end up beating the Dallas Mavericks after I believe they won the first 2 games against us, which is pretty interesting. And we now have MVP Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies here in round 2. You know this team. They are good. They are an established core. Can we pull off another upset? Let's find out. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1, and we're in the West Finals. We're going to be taking on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, we know how much of a cheat code this man can be in this game. And, yeah, this is still a pretty good surrounding core. So, I don't know about this one, but we'll see. We're 1-1 with them right now. We go up 2-1. We're 2-2. We go up 3-2. And we are in the finals in year 1. And we're going to be taking on the defending champion Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young. Yeah, this game was a pretty big Atlanta Hawks fetish. It's kind of weird for... Like, I don't have a problem with the Hawks. My Celtics actually playing them in round 1. But, like, if you look at, like, some of the statistical categories, they are, like, legitimately one of the most mid teams ever. I think 2K really gets a little bit excited when it comes to Atlanta. Let's see if we can win 46 games in year 1 along with a championship. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1. Don't blow a 3-1 lead, right? Oh, my God. I'd rather not. We couldn't close it out on our home floor, which means we're going back to Atlanta. And, yeah, man, I'd rather not choke a 3-1 lead in year 1. That's not a very good way to kind of start the rebuild. And doesn't look like we're going to be doing that. We win a championship in year 1 as a 6th seed, winning 46 games. I can't say I saw that one coming, but it's a hell of a start to the rebuild. Now, it sucks we couldn't do it with Damian Lillard, but I do think it was time for both people to move on. And nonetheless, I'm super excited. I don't believe we have our draft pick this year. I don't know if we traded for it. No, it doesn't appear we traded for anything in the lottery. Jazz, Thunder Kings, and then Rockets. Let's go up to staff signing, where I'm not going to move on from Chauncey Billups. It would be insane to fire a head coach after you win a championship. Let's hit the draft real quick. Double check we don't have our first. We do not. We have a second-round draft pick from the New York Knicks, which I'm not going to really use. Let's hit team player options. I don't know in terms of any major free agents what we have here. That's one right there, LaMelo Ball. I definitely need to get him back here. So other than that, there's really nobody else. Do not renounce. What the fuck is wrong with this game? This game just makes no sense basically all the time. Yeah, let me just auto-renounce my finals MVP. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That is a max contract for LaMelo Ball. He actually doesn't even want to sign. He's going to go to Utah, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and match that. Welcome back to the team, I think. I don't really know if you want to be here or not. All right, nonetheless, what I might do right now is potentially look to upgrade my backup point guard spot. It's not a shot at Keon Johnson. I just think if we can get an upgrade somewhere, it's probably my backup point guard. And, yeah, let's see if we can find that trade. I'll throw Leonard Miller in there as well, and then we'll do Keon Johnson. I'll actually do a second-round pick as well, because I kind of want to sit on some of these first, see what they turn into. And Bones Highland, honestly, is kind of a perfect, honestly, what I'm looking for. I like Terrence Mann a lot as well. We have some good options here. Tyrese Proctor's here. It's not terrible, rookie, but I really like Nishan Island. So let's take him. We get DiVincenzo here as well, who I'm just going to move. I don't really feel like I need him here. So let's trade him for hopefully just another draft pick. And, yeah, if we can find one. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Oh, my God. Oh, Call of Duty updated. See you guys at the start of year 2. Fresh off a 46-win season that turned into a championship season. Really an unbelievable run that we had. And I was a little bit surprised that we won a championship, but hey, man, we got it done. This team is actually really, really good. The depth is insane. It's LaMelo Ball, Anthony Simon, Shaden Sharp, Victor Wembanyama, and Robert Williams. The bench unit, Derek White, going to remain our 6th man. It's Terry Rozier's morale's going down. I'm assuming he's pissed that he's on the bench, only playing 17 minutes a night, which, you know, I get. He's a good player. Followed by Nishan Highland, who we picked up in a trade. Very excited to have him here. Nasir Little and Trenton Waffer. I mean, the depth here is just absolutely crazy. I mean, you can make an argument that all 3 of our 6, 7, and 8 man are starting caliber players. It's really ridiculous. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Yeah, year 2 here in Portland. I think I found the way to just win multiple championships every single video. It is to draft this man right here. And yeah, he won an MVP in his second season in the league. We go 68-14, assuming that's far and away the best record in the league, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. Leonard Miller wins Rookie of the Year. Did we? Oh, we just had this man, didn't we? Well, that sucks, but, you know, I wasn't really going to play here. I don't know why Houston moved Şengün. I mean, he's winning 6 Man of the Years now, backing up Jokic, which is an interesting combo, but, like, why? It makes no sense. Victor Wembanyama also wins Defensive Player of the Year. James Wiseman, most improved, has found his now 3rd team in the Charlotte Hornets, and happy to see that he's playing well. Chauncey Billups wins Coach of the Year. All right, well, we are a 1 seed. I don't really think anybody's surprised with 68 wins that we take the 1 seed here in the West. Let's take a look at the numbers. I mean, it's just 3 guys over 20.5 points. It is just fully ridiculous. Take a look at rebounds. That was Victor Wembanyama, and assists LaMelo Ball. Who we got? Round 1. It's going to be the Pelicans. The team we played in the Western Conference Finals. Haven't made a ton of changes. They're still a good team, though, so I'm not just going to sim the round because any team with Zion in this game makes me a little nervous. We do end up sweeping them. We have Memphis in round 2. I believe we actually played them in round 2 last year. They added Chris Middleton to their team. Pretty good playoff performer in Chris Middleton, NBA champion. They send Dillon Brooks to the bench. We're up 2-all. I thought we were going to not lose a game the entire playoff run. That would have been fun. We went in 5, and OKC, who just had back-to-back top 3 picks. Yeah, they have Austin Reeves here as well. Who'd they even draft? Nope, it wasn't him. They took Ian Jackson 3rd overall, and nope, not Brandon Clark. They took DJ Wagner 9th overall. Cody Will. I mean, yeah, this is just ridiculous. You have your number 2 overall pick not even getting minutes. I'm not saying that's a problem with OKC here in the game, but, like, you got to do something about that. And obviously, it's going to look a lot different in real life. Darius Garland and the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be our opponent here in the NBA Finals. Obviously, they're very similar to the Atlanta Hawks here in 2K, as 2K has, like, a really big fetish for them. Not that they're not a good team, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to be super excited if the Cleveland Cavaliers are able to get through the New York Knicks. You know, in the first round, obviously watch that Cavs-Milwaukee Bucks matchup. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Cavs are going to win, but I think it's going to be a fun matchup. All right, let's see what ends up happening here. We end up losing game 1. We do win game 2. We win game 3. We're up 3-1, and can we close them out? Not yet. Can we close them out now? I'll try to get a little bit of gameplay. Why the hell not? If, you know, we are winning, of course. We're winning at the moment. Don't blow this, please. We are up by 14, and we're going to be winning our 2nd straight championship. I'll see you guys in there. We are up by 25 here in Cleveland. We are on our way to win a 2nd straight championship. And, yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty good about this team right now. It would be kind of hard not to. Okay, Anthony Simons right to the rim. He has 27 on the Knights. And, yeah, man, to be honest with you, I really didn't think that, you know, I'd be winning back-to-back championships. Now, obviously, drafting Victor Wembanyama helps out a lot, but it's kind of crazy that this kind of all came together so fast. I'm actually going to foul because I want to go ahead. Okay, or not. Timeout. I want to get Victor Wembanyama, and it's not every day I get to use, you know, a potentially generational talent like Victor Wembanyama. So I'll take a quick timeout. It's not going to really affect too much. So starters are in, which is good. It's awesome. Nobody fouled out, it appears. I guess what we can do right now is we can talk about the Portland Trailblazers. That's what I typically do when it's not close and I try to get gameplay. My thing with Portland right now is going to be finding the right trade partner for Damian Lillard. Because he is... Okay, really? Thank you. He is such a good player, and he's obviously been an extremely loyal player to the Portland Trailblazers franchise as a whole. But the problem is not that he has a bad contract, but finding somebody who wants that contract. Because it is a lot of money, and he is going to be 33 this offseason. And it's a challenge to find a team that, you know, is ready to win now, but maybe has the assets that you want in terms of young pieces and draft picks to go out and make that trade. So I know a lot of people always mention teams like the Miami Heat. I don't know what the hell Portland would want from Miami. I really don't. It's not like Miami's sitting on a treasure trove of draft picks, or they even have that really star young player like maybe Tyler Hero, but for me that just doesn't do it. I think Miami's a team that needs to fully reset this offseason, but I'm just trying to think of other teams. I really am, and there's not a ton that's coming to mind for me. I mean, you will have to get a really good young piece back if you are Portland. It's just that you have to, and obviously the draft picks as well. So I'll be interested to see kind of what ends up happening this offseason. To be honest with you, I would not be surprised if he ended up back in Portland after this year, which in my opinion is a mistake, but you obviously don't want to force a trade just to kind of trade the man. So I'll be interested to see. But there's okay, holy Shaden Sharp. Damian Lillard's a player I would love to see win a ring. There's a lot of players I'd like to see win a ring. I hope Russ gets one day. I hope Harden gets one day. But yeah, man, it's tricky because he's on the older side of his career. He's probably close to the back nine, and making a lot of money while trying to recuperate the assets is not easy. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, what team would truly have the assets to go out and do it. I mean, I'm assuming you also want to maybe try to trade him to an Eastern Conference team. Maybe that's not as important as he is a little bit older, but holy Jesus Christ, we're just slamming all over everybody. I'm trying to think. If I go through the top teams in the East, Milwaukee, probably not. I don't know what the hell you'd want from them. I mean, I'm sure they'd love to have Dame, but I just don't know what the hell they would give up for him. Celtics, probably not. I mean, unless Jaylen Brown requests a trade, maybe you look that direction, but I would never do that as a Celtics fan if I didn't have to. I don't know. Philly, no. It's weird. It's a tricky spot to be in, and it's not a spot that comes up very... Okay, what the actual fuck? This dude is a unicorn. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts on Dame down below, where you think he'll end up. I'll see you guys with the Finals MVP. We end up beating the Cavs in 6, resulting in our second straight championship. Victor Wembanyama, Finals MVP. Pretty sure, I don't know, LaMelo won last year, but nonetheless, still very, very happy with this team. And we're trying to make it 3 straight now, which is definitely not something I thought I'd be saying before this rebuild kicked off. It's Houston, Philadelphia, OKC, Brooklyn, and New Orleans. Let's take a look at staff signing right now. I'll bring Chauncey Billups back if I can find him. This game makes it annoyingly challenging to find the head coach that you just had a lot, and it's really, really annoying. We just won a championship with him. Actually, we won 2 championships with them. I'm not going to fire him. Let's head up to the draft. Just confirm that we do not have any draft picks. We actually do. We have 2 first-round draft picks. I'll take some Milwaukee Bucks picks. Let's head up to team player options right now, see what we got here. Yes, I'm bringing all of you guys back. It's the final season. Why not? Bones Highland, I want to go ahead and give a qualifying offer to. I'd like to get him back as well. So, Derek White, also want to get him back. He's a good player in my opinion. Washington's giving him a 3-year, $33 million offer. Yeah, I'll give him a little bit more. And then Highland, I'm just going to qualify him. It's the final year. I'm not trading him. And then Trent and Wofford, I'm going to re-sign them, potentially trade. I don't like leaving my teams exactly the same for multiple seasons. So maybe if I can find an upgrade, either my backup power forward, my backup center, I'll probably do that. So let's see right now. Maybe I move Nasir Little, try to get somebody a little bit better. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but just for an upgrade for the final season, let's try to find an upgrade with Nasir Little. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I don't have to make this trade, but holy draft picks. I don't even know what else I'd do with this team. I just want to find somebody maybe just a little bit better. I don't know. Dorian Finney-Smith would be great defensively. I don't really need to do... Ooh, Jalen Smith I actually like a lot. He actually had a really good year last year. You know what? Why not? I'll pick up Jalen Smith. It doesn't matter. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. We won 68 games last year en route to our second championship of this video. I think I'm pretty surprised that the team's kind of come together like this. I think we got really lucky in the first offseason, obviously landing that #1 overall pick. I was surprised we were able to get LaMelo Ball for Dame. And, everything else just kind of fell in line. So here's how it's going to look for the third and final season in Portland. LaMelo Ball, Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, Victor Wembanyama, and Robert Williams. Bench unit, Derek White. Terry Rozier apparently is still a little pissed he's here, but you know what? He's won 2 championships now. He's making a lot of money. Bones Highland, Jalen Smith, and Trent Wofford. I'll see you guys at the end of the final year here in Portland. Well, it's official. It is a second straight MVP for Victor Wembanyama, and if you had to guess how many games we won, you'd probably be wrong. We won 75 games this year, going 75-7. Yeah. If we don't win a third championship, I don't know what's going to. Ron Holland, Rookie of the Year. Markelle Fultz, 6th man. Victor Wembanyama, also his second straight DPOY. Jett Howard, Most Improved. Chauncey Billups. Coach of the Year, obviously, wins 75 games. It's pretty hard not to give the man that award. So, man, I'm oh, that's G League stats. I'm really not too, God, son of a bitch. I'm really not too nervous about anything here. To be completely honest with you, feel free to pause, take a look at the numbers if you want, but nothing really makes me nervous right now, and nothing really should make me nervous. I'll show you Dallas if you want to. Yeah, cool team. Thanks for coming. Nothing should make me nervous right now, and I'm not trying to say that to be an asshole. It's just the truth of the matter. You win 75 games, nothing's supposed to make you nervous, and I'm sure the Warriors thought that when they won 73 games, but we'll see. Oklahoma City here in the Western Conference Finals. Now, this team might scare me a bit. The depth there is pretty good. Not that depth is hugely important in the playoffs because typically you trim the rotation, but yeah, man, we are back in the finals, and we're taking on the Cavs once again. See if they change anything really. Oh my God, they lost Donovan Mitchell. And they still won 63 games? Yeah, thanks for coming. We sweep the Cavs in our final year. LaMelo Ball, I believe that's his second finals MVP. And it's our third championship. Oh, shit. Well, I lost my Wi-Fi connection. That's not good, but I can still record. Well, that sucks. Well, yeah. As always, thanks so much for watching. And, yeah, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. That pretty much wraps up this one.